Hello, so if you can't already tell, I have a brand new camera. Technically I have a new camera and new lights. This is the very first time I am vlogging with the new setup. I'm a bit overwhelmed. This is also the very first time that I am using autofocus on a DSLR, and that is blowing my mind. I've expanded the focus point so it's this wide on my viewfinder, so hopefully it won't make too much noise. When I was zoomed in on my face, focusing on my face moving around the screen, it was just making so much noise. It's that sensitive. It is currently 1 o'clock in the morning and my parents are upstairs, so it's okay to vlog, but part of me still is sort of softening my voice in this. But if I was home alone, I would be bouncing around the house and just sort of showing my physical excitement at the new setup.
Hooray! Booyah! Woohoo!
It is funny, today I just sort of sat down to test the camera, test the audio, and also post-production as well, because this is more of a high-tech camera. When it comes to post-production, I need to know what I'm doing. Basically, there's more options for the microphone, which is scary, so fingers crossed I've done this right. As strange as this might sound, part of me is wondering at the moment whether somebody or something is sending me a sign about video creation, because first of all the lights blew. I've got the cat next to me. Come and say hello. And around the time I purchased the new lights, the camera started playing up, it couldn't focus. All my videos were slightly soft. Then I started getting error messages, which meant I couldn't even turn the camera on. Being a video creator without a decent camera is, it's problematic. But no, just when I thought I could breathe, my keyboard broke on my computer. So, yeah. I'm not superstitious or anything like that, but I'm kind of worried what is gonna break next. I mean, there's other things I'm saving up for. I'd like to buy an external microphone. I've been using the same one for 4 years, and a tripod, because right now I've got duct tape around part of my tripod so it doesn't fall over. I've had this 10 years. I do realise I've been talking about cameras and technology for too long. I'm so sorry. But overall, I am excited. Anyway, the reason why I sat down today to do a vlog was to talk about the contents of this box. Well, this box and 2 others. And no, this is not a haul, before you panic and think, oh no, what's she bought now? No. I don't know how long I was out of focus just then, but oh, scary. Is it the box? Is the box changing the focus? It could be. Let's push the box out of the way. For those of you who don't know, I am a hoarder, and it's something I have touched upon on this channel, but I haven't gone into depth as much as I would have liked to. In fact, I actually did a documentary. My graduation film for film school was about hoarding, and that is not on YouTube. There are lots of reasons why, and there's so much footage I would like to share, but it's so important within the context of the film that I can't. But basically, I have hoarding disorder, which means I hoard stuff. That's too vague. But summarising here, in regards to myself being a hoarder, I hoard practically every single thing I have ever owned. I seriously struggle to let things go. Not packaging, things like that, more personal items, clothing. There was a point in 2014, before I moved back home, where I was struggling to live in my flat with the amount of stuff I had, and that wasn't everything, of course. And then when I moved back home, I sort of had a bit of a internal breakdown around the time I did my graduation film. So I made my graduation film at a point where I understood my current situation with my hoarding. However, in the last 3 years, my understanding has expanded, and again, it's developed. I'd say that this is about the 10th year I have been wearing the same clothes. So around the age of 14, 10 years ago, I'm 24, I stopped growing in height. I started getting bigger. My chest was huge. But at that age I didn't realise I'd stopped growing, so I was still buying clothes to grow into. I've got clothes that are too big for me that I bought in 2007. But anyway, so 10 years I've been able to wear the same stuff because I haven't grown in size. And it only really dawned on me in the last year how that has impacted my hoarding. When you're a child and you're growing up, you're constantly changing in size. Every year you're bigger, which means that the clothes that you're wearing change. every couple of months. Which usually means there are less clothes because you keep growing out of them, but also they don't really get that worn because you don't spend that much time in them. The reason why I'm saying this is that because I've been wearing some of the same clothes for 10 years, maybe longer, some of them are literally falling apart. Because I've not been able to give them away and I've continued to wear them, that's why they've got into the state they have. Whereas most people would pass things on after a short period. I really hope this makes sense. Anyway, this realisation, in a way, has made it easier for me to let go of stuff, which I have been doing for the last year. So it started off with clothes, letting go of clothes that had fallen apart and I couldn't wear in public or even on here anymore. And then slowly it's moved on to possessions. And amazingly, it's still really hard. I feel more attached to the clothes than I do the stuff, amazingly. But anyway, I have 3 boxes here of stuff that I'm ready to give away. And I thought I would just go through some of it. There's too much to go through. Not necessarily for your benefit, more for me, in documenting this, I suppose. But yeah, some of this stuff has been important in the past. So what I'm doing is I have different piles for different things. Where I live, there's a material recycling point. So they just collect any old material, they wash it, they go through it, and they decide whether or not people can buy these clothes, give these clothes to people who actually need them, or they send them off to be recycled. So any clothes that I'm not sure about, I'm sending to the recycle point. There are a few things I've got to give to charity. Okay, this is recycling. Now this is actually from Primark about 10 years ago. I haven't bought from Primark for a long time, but when I did in my early 20s, oh no, have we reached that point? Really? Just for the record, I am going to be 25 in 3 weeks' time. So yeah, I'm in my mid-20s, not early 20s. So yeah, when I was a late teen, early 20s, I would buy from Primark, and although I love the clothes, the quality wasn't very good and it wore out very fast. So again, this is something that is falling apart, basically. Right, recycling. This is something of my sister's, which she gave to me, but it is a bit big and it falls off my shoulders. But that is going to charity. This is an example of something which I have loved extensively on my channel, but it's also something which I cannot wear in public anymore. It's got holes in it like this. There's a YouTuber I follow called Sarah, she's fantastic, and in a video that she did a long time ago, she actually ripped up some of her clothes that she was getting rid of, and I just, you know, I watched in horror. How on earth could she do that? I'm just thinking of that video as I'm ripping this up. Part of me feels like I cannot get rid of this unless I literally cannot wear it anymore. So I am currently trying to tear it up. It's not going very well. There we go. I love this so much. I know why I'm crying, I'm attached. It's funny, I really do get attached to things. So yeah, now that's damaged, I can let it go. That is going to recycling. Let's quickly speed through things that I'm not overly attached to. So we've got charity, more shoes for charity, recycling plant, charity. I really don't want to let go of this either. Charity. We have a hat. My mum actually bought this for me in 2013 as a Christmas present, but it is a child's hat and it's a little bit too small and I don't wear it. I have so many other hats that I am obsessed with currently, and I know a child may love this, so charity. I bought this when I was on holiday. It was the wrong size. I lost the receipt. I couldn't take it back. Charity. Recycling. I've actually only worn this in one video, just one. It is far more see-through than it appears on camera, so that's another reason why I've just not worn it. But that's good enough quality that it could go to a charity shop, so charity. Now this is hard to let go of. I wore this in my scientist video in 2010. It is a really horrible material. It's not itchy, it's just irritating, so I don't wear it, although I love the style. Someone else might like it. Charity. These are about 15 years old and they're still in really good condition, so charity. Oh, I did have it. I thought that went. Well, it's here anyway. Charity. Charity. I love this top, although it's a bit low on my cleavage. But again, the material it's disintegrating, so recycling. So this t-shirt and I, we have a history. Again, this was my sister's and she gave it to me, and I sort of became attached to this in 2013. So I strongly associate this with a very particular part of my life. And it's funny how I associate clothes with videos. So I know there's some very distressing videos where I'm wearing this. Some private, some public. In a way, I guess you could say I associate this with an ex as well, so that's really weird. Breakups, manipulation, it just feels bad. But I do love the top, I love the way it fits. But every time I look at it, I think of bad things, so recycling. Okay. This is something else which looks pathetic, but I am struggling to part with. I hate the way it looks, not a fan of the colour, but I have had this for at least 8 years, and it's so warm at night. Ah. Recycling. We have some shorts. Okay, so this is an example of something which I have overworn to the point where it's falling apart. It may look fine on camera, but it's not. The material is not what it was. I bought these in 2011 when I went to New York for the first time. So they're from H&M and have American sizing. They're a size 2. We have some shoes. Again, these are in really good condition considering how old they are. Actually, this is a perfect example of how I thought I would continue to grow when I was 14. I bought these on our Florida trip in 2007 from a Converse shop somewhere in Florida. I can't find the size. I think they're a size 6. Oh my gosh, they're huge. I have 2 different size feet, but one of my feet is a 38-39. This is a 40.5, blimey. So I never actually grew into these. It was such a shame because I loved them. I have been trying to let go of these for at least 8 years. And every time I put them in a pile, I go and rescue them afterwards. So if I finally get rid of them, that will be an achievement. Charity. I do have more clothes, but let's move on to stuff. As I said, I sort of started giving clothes away, and now I'm moving towards stuff. Non-wearable possessions, put it like that. So we have some books, some Jacqueline Wilson books. There was a short period of my life where I loved Jacqueline Wilson, around the time they did the adaptation of Tracy Beaker. I'm going to give that to a friend. We have a Peter Pan DVD. We have a few books that I have been sent that I have read, or I have had duplicates. So I ended up coming away with 2 of those books. So one of my copies is under there, but I don't need a second copy, so charity. Again, it's too big for a large letter parcel, otherwise I'd do a giveaway on that. But no, someone will end up reading that wants to read it. We have After You by Jojo Moyes. I must admit this was not as powerful as the first book. I did struggle a bit with this one. I was going to give this one away, but no, I'm gonna hold on to it just a bit longer. I've changed my mind. Then we have a pair of fake glasses that I don't think I've ever worn. I don't even know what that's called, but a hair thing? If they'll accept it. I'm not sure what the rules are on hair stuff. If not, I will keep that. We have a coat. This I am donating. I'm sure someone can use this. Another top that I loved and I wore in this video here. But no, it's gotta go. It's had its time and I've had enough of it. Now we have a Lush nut wrap. Oh, look at that. However, I am not donating this or recycling this. I'm going to do a giveaway on this. So if you live in the UK and you are somebody that would really like this, then please do comment downstairs below and I will randomly choose someone and send this to them. If you could do that by the 16th, I will announce that on Twitter. Ow. Again, I just hope that will make one of you very, very happy. We have an entire bag of socks, knickers, tights, things like that. And all of this I'm just sending to the recycling plant. Some of the stuff in here is at least 15 years old. Not the knickers. I buy knickers every year, but recently I bought 10 pairs of these from Tesco and they are so good. So that's made it even easier to get rid of some of the knickers in my drawer. It's funny, I know when I got these socks. Yeah, 2010. These are from 2010. This is a pair of socks from 2002. Obviously I have not worn these for many, many years, but they have been in my box. I've been unable to let them go. Gosh, you can see how tiny they are. So I would have been 10 when I wore these. No, bit longer. No, can't let them go. I also have a pot of jewellery, some of which is sterling silver, so I don't quite know what to do with this right now. At some point I will decide. Some of it I think I'll donate, some of it I might try and sell. We'll see. And there is another box over there full of stuff, but I think that's enough. I don't know how I've come across in this. I'm quite nervous to edit this back and see how emotionally attached I might have been to all of this. For those of you who are aware of hoarding disorder or the level of attachments that I have, or had in this case, maybe you can understand where I'm coming from and also why this is such a big thing. Regardless of how it comes across, this is a big step for me. If you do have any questions about hoarding disorder, I will put some information in the video description downstairs below, and I will try and answer your questions to the best of my ability. So let's put recycling in there, and I'll put charity over there. Right, I'm now going to go. I'm going to edit this and have a look at the footage and see how it all went. I'm so excited, but nervous. I will see you soon, everyone. Hello, so this is my end card and there's some links to some of my other videos, things like that. And if you would like to support me on Patreon, my link is there. Again, check the video description. Ba-boom, tish. That was no joke. Why did I say that?